Crowd, huh, Lou?
Hi, Angela. Well, we've just been told that about 5,300 people are here to see Senator Barack Obama. That's more than 5,000 supporters of the senator. We're waiting right now for Senators George McGovern and Tom Daschle, two of the most well-known Democrats in the history of South Dakota politics, to take the stage to introduce Senator Obama. We just listened to someone from the Obama campaign encourage the crowd to vote early, to participate in absentee voting. That guarantees that if something happens on election day, they can't make it to the polls. Their vote will be in if they vote early, and that's part of the message of this speech tonight. It's a vote early speech. Earlier today, Barack Obama spoke at a town hall meeting in Watertown. Now it's more of what's thought of as an intimate speaking engagement, where he's right in with the crowd, taking questions and just talking about whatever the people have on their minds. This is more of a set-up event where he's literally up on the stage, surrounded by people in the arena, filling the stands to see him. It's much more of like a concert atmosphere, much more of an event atmosphere. Now we're going to listen to George McGovern speak when he takes the stage. Remember, he recently switched allegiance from Democrat Hillary Clinton, whom he's known and supported since the beginning of her campaign. She actually campaigned for him back when he ran for president. He supported her up until after the Indiana and North Carolina primaries, where Barack Obama won comfortably in North Carolina and just about won Indiana. McGovern said he saw that as the end of the Democratic race for president. He believes that Barack Obama will be the nominee. He switched his allegiance as a superdelegate and encouraged others to do so. That got a lot of play in the national media, as a lot of people saw that as a sign that Hillary Clinton's supporters were waning over to Barack Obama's side. Earlier today, Barack Obama spoke like the Democratic candidate for president. He did not mention the fight against Hillary Clinton for the upcoming primary. Focused more on the national race, the race for president against the Republican candidate John McCain. In Watertown today, he focused on a lot of issues involving farmers and the rural areas, something that's really pertinent to a lot of South Dakotans. Today we're expecting Barack Obama to speak for about an hour here tonight, and it's going to be more of a get out the vote, rile everyone up, get everyone excited type speech is what we're anticipating tonight. We'll be right here. We're waiting right now for Senators George McGovern and Tom Daschle to take the stage. And McGovern is expected to give a short speech, and after that, Daschle is expected to make some brief remarks and then introduce Senator Obama.
Now,
South Dakotans gathered here.
The former Senator George McGovern made a lot of waves when he announced he was supporting Hillary Clinton, but out of the 7 super delegates in South Dakota, 6 have pledged their support, for Barack Obama. When George McGovern switched his support from Hillary Clinton to Barack Obama. 6 of the super delegates have switched their support, and super delegates are kind of unusual. They're allowed to go against any sort of popular vote and kind of do what they want, and they're usually party leaders. There's only one super delegate who is undeclared, and that is Cheryl Chapman, the Pennington County Democrat chairwoman. So Barack Obama may be trying to woo that one super delegate from our state, but there are also 15 delegates up for grabs that are based on the popular vote. And at this point in the race, those 15 delegates are suddenly looking pretty important. Of course, the Clinton campaign is looking to May 31st. That is the date when the Democratic Rules Committee will go over and decide how to handle the delegates that were stripped from Florida and Michigan because they held those early primaries. Now, Clinton is counting the popular vote, which she won as part of her total. At this point, she's counting the popular vote of those 2 states, even though the Democratic Rules Committee still has to go over that on May 31st. Clinton wants to use her lead in popular voting to persuade the superdelegates to support her. And once again, we're waiting for Barack Obama. Suddenly, South Dakota has become, with the last primary in the nation, that and that of Montana, the very last one on June 3rd. Suddenly, South Dakota has become a focus of attention for these candidates. We never really expected that, as this campaign began with the Iowa caucuses. Never expected that South Dakota would even have visits by the presidential candidates, let alone so many of them. We've seen Hillary Clinton make a couple of of appearances in South Dakota. Her husband, former President Bill Clinton, also make a couple of appearances in Rapid City and at the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. And we continue to see the focus today from Barack Obama. A lot of focus, a lot of attention on these 15 delegates that will be decided by the popular vote on a state that is maybe more symbolic than many other things, because for Barack Obama anyway, the population here in South Dakota, mostly white, working class, elderly vote, typically a strong Clinton stronghold throughout the areas that we've seen in West Virginia when Clinton took the popular vote there. And so it's interesting to see how the state will go and if Barack Obama will sort of up Hillary Clinton and sort of keying in on her key demographic. And as we see there, we continue to look at the crowd. We're waiting to hear from George McGovern. He will speak in a moment. There are 5,300 people out there at the arena. Lou? I'm sorry, Lou, I thought you were trying to tell me something, but apparently he's not. Well, Lou Ragoose is standing by waiting for George McGovern to take the stand, and then we'll hear from Tom Daschle. We expect those comments to be relatively brief. Obama is supposed to speak at 7 o'clock. How long is he supposed to talk, Lou?
Well, Angela, we expect him to speak for about an hour. That's what we're being told. We're expecting a brief speech by George McGovern, followed by just some brief remarks by Tom Daschle before he introduces Barack Obama. And, you know, a lot of the people will have been waiting here longer than he'll probably actually speak, but we're expecting about an hour speech, and usually he greets the crowd like a lot of politicians do, shake a lot of hands, take some pictures before he takes off for the night.
You know, it's funny that they're here in South Dakota today because Tuesday is going to be a very big day for both the candidates as the in Oregon and Kentucky, the vote gets underway in those two states, and Obama leading in Oregon and Clinton ahead in Kentucky. So, you know, at this point, although Obama is ahead with delegates and super delegates, we could still see Clinton rally in this race.
Yeah, she's expected to win by a lot in Kentucky, and Obama's ahead by 10 plus in Oregon. And Clinton is expected to do well in Puerto Rico. That's coming up. And really Montana and South Dakota, you never know, because Obama has done really well in the states surrounding South Dakota. Won by a landslide in North Dakota in the Caucasus, or in Minnesota in the Caucasus, and in North Dakota. He won in Iowa, won in Nebraska, won in Wyoming. So really he's won this region, which kind of goes against the grain of how we did in West Virginia among the white voters, which the demographics match more closely to our region here. But you never know. I mean, she'll make a run, but she's still probably not going to catch him in the popular vote unless they count the election in Michigan where she was the only name on the ballot.
All right, we'll have to see if that happens later this month, what that Democratic committee decides. Lou, I know you covered it when Hillary Clinton was here in Sioux Falls and out at the airport, and now you're out there at the arena. Is the feel for the event the same? I mean, as you're looking around, are the types of voters out at the events the same kinds of people? We've got a lot of younger people, it looks like to me, at this Barack Obama gathering here tonight.
A lot of younger people here. I mean, there are some older people too. They're seated, you know, the younger people are right in front, right by the stage. And there's a vast mix of demographics, people of all ages and all races here. Hillary Clinton supporters were very enthusiastic as well, but we're talking about more than 5,000 people here. There were about 1,000 people in Sioux Falls to see Hillary Clinton. So it's about 5 times as big, and the people are just as excited. And this, you know, you have to imagine in the arena, the acoustics, everything is just so loud. The music is just blasting. And when it comes out, I can imagine that when the crowd's been cheering earlier, it's just so loud that it has that feeling of a concert and less of an intimate feel like earlier today when he was in Watertown speaking at an ag building, you know, for a town hall meeting, or even Hillary Clinton at the airport hangar.
You know, Lou, Barack,
here's someone.
It sounds like we're getting something going on there. Can you tell us what it is, Lou?
They're introducing George McGovern right now. We're gonna take it to the stage, Angela. Senator McGovern should be taking the stage. He's just been announced. We'll check back with you later.
All right, you're seeing Senator George McGovern approach the stage. As we told you earlier this I guess it was last week, he switched his support from Hillary Clinton to Barack Obama. He wants the Democratic Party to come together and